A few years ago, I reviewed the Backbone One, and it is an amazing device, but I always hated the price. So what I wanted to do is explore the internet and find a similar device that doesn't use Bluetooth and has the same direct connection via Lightning and also doesn't break the bank. This is the Gamevice for iPhone. Now, I know you're looking at your screen right now and going, now wait a minute. That there is a Razer Kishi. Well, my friend, you're not wrong. Turns out the Gamevice is the original creator of the Razer Kishi, and this controller is the same controller, just with the Gamevice logo on the back. So, guys, listen, if you already have a Razer Kishi, you can skip this video, but don't forget to subscribe because I'm planning on dropping more videos on different controllers for iPhones. So the price is under $100. Original retail for this showing on their website is $79.95 USD. But looking at the price, it's been discontinued to about $19.95, and that's the price I paid on Amazon as well. I can only assume that they're probably trying to get rid of the remaining inventory that they currently have, since this controller is basically the same hardware inside and out as the Razer Kishi. Overall, I do like the design of this controller, but I do have some complaints, mainly with the collapsible design. We'll get into that in a bit. The things that I do like are the buttons. They're pretty big. They're a lot bigger than the Backbone ones, but they feel just a little bit smaller than an actual controller. They're right in that little sweet spot between the two. The thumbsticks are also larger than the Backbone one and provide way better movement. So here are some of the things that I disliked. The D-pad doesn't feel that great. It feels really mushy. I think they could have done better just a little bit with making it just feel a little bit harder when I'm pressing it. There is no headphone jack, which is a bummer. Collapsing the controller is probably the biggest complaint that I have. I don't know if I just haven't had enough time with it to figure out how to get this down perfectly, but it seems like every time I try to collapse the controller, I just find it difficult, which kind of sucks because I do like the design of it collapsing and becoming smaller. That way I can maybe put it in my pocket. I'm not a fan of the R2 and L2 triggers. There's something it's something about them. I can't wrap my fingers around what it is, but I don't like it. They just don't feel as big. And they don't have the concave design of like a Switch, and they're not big enough for me to I don't know. You know, it's something you gotta have the right triggers. The triggers are very important for a lot of these games, and for me, it's not hitting. Last thing, you can't really use a case with this. I really didn't expect you to be able to use a case for it. When I looked at the videos, I saw that it maybe had some wiggle room because it does stretch out a little bit further even after opening it from its collapsible state. But unfortunately, because that little lightning stick is not long enough to actually get into there with the case, it pretty much just makes it impossible unless you have a very, very super thin case. Now, Gamevice has solved this case issue with a new controller called the Gamevice Flex. Flex being the important part, because now you can actually use a case with your phone, but it is at the same price as the Backbone one. This is something I actually can't wait to try out myself. So if you want to see something like that, go ahead and drop a like or something. We'll see what happens. The last notable thing I wanted to call out, just because the Backbone one has one as well, is the Gamevice app. Just like the Backbone one, there's an app that you can kind of use to look at certain games and find games that you might want to install. But unlike the Backbone one, it doesn't come with a subscription, but it also doesn't do much after looking at certain games that you can download from the App Store. It's very lackluster, and I feel like the list of games that are even presented on the app are old. Like when I'm looking at the Apple Arcade section, I feel like there should be other games, like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. That's just not there. I mean, obviously you can go to the actual App Store and download it there, but it would be nice if the company actually updated this with the hottest new game for you to download. Overall, I do think this is a great controller. It's designed well. It feels great in the hand. Most of the buttons to me feel pretty good, minus the triggers and the D-pad. The movement on the sticks are just miles above the Backbone one. In its collapsible design, while I'm not a fan of trying to get it to actually collapse, it does provide a better chance for you to actually store it when traveling. So yeah, like I said, it is a great controller, but not at the original price point of $79.95. I think an $80 controller, it's a little high, especially for this, and it's missing a headphone jack. The D-pad, little issues here and there really don't feel like an $80 controller. They do feel more like a $40 controller. So if you can get this for $40 or less, honestly, this is a great buy. To be fair, I don't think any controller should be higher than a console controller. Like, let's be honest here. Have you seen what the PS5 controller can do? That's not $100. So that's it for the video. I'm about to look for my next controller and see what I can find. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay wild, gamers. Later.